So apparently I'm getting a message from the back of the card. Interesting. I hold it like this. I have the situation of conflict in reverse. I was just supposed to do a reading for one of the zodiac signs, and it became like a download, I guess you could say. As I looked at the deck, I was just about to look at the camera to start doing my reading. And I was drawn to the imagery. So I'm going to tell you the message that's coming in. It's really interesting. I'm going to put this down as, I guess it's like a public service announcement, but it's kind of interesting. It's something to do with sacred geometry and some sort of significant implant routing system. I'm saying routing because at first, okay, this looked like lightning to me coming down the back of this card. And I saw it as lightning, and then I could see that what I guess is sort of like a bit of a sacred geometry around it looked like snowflakes, so crystallized water. And something, so I'm getting this like something in the winter. Something is going to happen in the winter. I feel it's this year. It's something's going to happen in the winter this year. It's going to be something that kind of roots you. Maybe you may even stay kind of, I don't know if stuck is the right word. You're basically maybe being held still. You know, if there's things that you've been trying to do, they may kind of come to a halt, or there may be some pauses put on these, but it feels like in the winter. And I'm sitting here trying to feel, is that saying, you know, like winter is sort of like there's seasons in life, and you know, when you're kind of at a standstill, you could describe it as winter. It doesn't feel like that. Something will happen in winter that is it's interesting. I was about to say it's a bit like a lightning strike because that's how it initially came in. So now that's making me wonder about, that's interesting, where I got the channeled message about a second pandemic. So, okay, this is not a bad message. So, like, I've even sat down with my guides and said, is there a reason? Is there a reason that all of these public service announcements are always, well, even I talked with my mom. I guess she's one of my guides. And I guess my guides and my mom kind of had the same answer. The public service announcements are never great messages because those are the things you need to be prepared for. When it's great news, it's just like a blessing when it comes in, and that's kind of fun, right? You don't need to, yeah, so I get it. So, but this one is interesting because there's something in this message about a period of time, whether it has anything to do with that message that, you know, I didn't receive much about it, but I was just shown it, that there will be a second one. There's going to be a period here where it feels like you are stuck, but you're meant to be. stuck isn't the right word. It's just like put on pause. I would say like put on pause. You're meant to be put on pause because there's a big upgrade coming. Some kind of really big, that sacred geometry is coming in at me. It's like, this one here looks like an eye. Like it's coming off to me. I don't know if it looks like you to that, guys. To you guys as it does to me. When I see these images, I think maybe that's sometimes how I channel. But this one is really sticking out to me like a sacred eye, that small one at the top. And there's, I said sacred eye instead of all-seeing eye, didn't I? Wow, the sacred eye. Sacred geometry, the sacred eye, the all-seeing eye in the sacred geometry. There's going to be a pause. And in this pause, the pause is important because it's almost like just stand still for a second so I can do, you know, if a surgeon or a doctor is trying to do something, it's like you really need to sit still for me to do this. That's exactly what this energy is. I feel like it's in the winter of this year. And so, in respect to my Southern Hemisphere friends, I know that would be like summer for you, but because I live in the Northern Hemisphere, I believe like to give me time frame, so it's like this upcoming season, which would be summer to my Southern Hemisphere friends. The sacred eye. And now these look like veins, like it's almost, I would describe it like a DNA upgrade of some type here, like an opening up of maybe more psychic abilities that you have, more spiritual insight. And why is to reverse conflicts, to correct conflictive situations. So isn't that fascinating? This is such a curious deck, isn't it? I have never, ever received a download from the back of a card. I know some people were asking about this deck. I don't know if you can buy it. I got it off of a Kickstarter. That's it. I was calling them GoFundMes, right? It was a Kickstarter, and it's The Lace of Destiny by, I don't remember her name. So I got it as a secondary option. I could have, like, I was helping to kickstart a deck that I haven't got it yet. It's in printing. But when I was ordering, like putting my my money in to support it, I had, like, there were different options, right? And I was curious about this deck. I was really drawn in by the artwork. So I wanted this, what, Ania Rogov. But why do I feel like she's a different name in that deck? I don't know where. You know what? I'm going to send her a message right now. Because people were saying they couldn't find the deck. And see if there's, I don't know if that helps you. Ania, A-N-I-A. Now she said, or has it here as Rogov, but I feel like on the box it was, no, maybe it was R-O-G-O-V. And if I get a reply from her, I'll post it at some point in the comment section here. But I'm just going to look online right now. Sorry, this has nothing to do, but this is a really, I really get a lot from this deck. Oh, it looks like it's on Etsy. Well, no. Let's see. It's on Etsy. So, okay, I guess it's probably not like on Google or Amazon. Oh, wait, no, it is on Amazon. What are y'all having a problem with? I'm getting like, oh, it's on all sorts of things. What are you talking about? Anyways, that's what it is. So it's not in your cupboard. You got to look for it. That's the message. Wow, it slipped right off there. Why? What's underneath? Courage. Courage is underneath. Resolve conflict and be courageous. But you know, it's interesting because he's putting on these new wings. Courage to fly. Maybe this new download or something will help to eliminate conflicts. These could even be internal conflicts and give you the courage to fly. Well, that's a nice public service announcement. Thanks, Spirit. Anyway, that's it. That was short and sweet. I've never had a message like that. Maybe that's a new way that stuff will come in. You know, it's really interesting. When I was a little girl, so I'm just going off topic here. Well, not really, not fully. It's not the message anymore, but something that used to happen to me when I was little. Oh, a lot of crazy shit used to happen. But one of the things that used to happen to me was I would always see images and things. Like they would just start to form in front of me. I remember when I was a kid, we had like this chocolate covered carpeting in the living room. And when I was little, I don't know if you guys like to do this, I used to spin on the spot. I would just spin, I don't know about hours. Well, maybe if I did, that might be part of my problem. So I was spinning for hours. I can't do it now. It makes me nauseous. But as a kid, I would sit there and I would spin and stare at the carpet. And it was one of like, you know, like in the early 80s, like the carpet had like different ply heights. And so it kind of formed. And I would see all these shapes and images. Like I would see animals come out. And I would see all these things start to appear. And I would just love watching it. I would just stare at the ground and I would spin on the spot. I was like maybe between 8 and 10 years old. Yeah, I don't think I went beyond that age doing that. But I would just spin and watch these things form. And then I would just lay back on the couch with my eyes closed and I would feel like I was floating through, you know, because you're so dizzy. I used to love doing that. And then I remember my grandparents had like wood paneling in the bathroom. And I would sit there and all these animals would, like all the knots and shapes in the wood would start to form all these animals. I would see things all the time. And then I kind of got pulled out of my own, I didn't even recognize that as spirituality, right? I was just a kid. And, but I was always a little bit different with my art and my music. Well, I don't make music, but just listening to it. And then I guess I kind of caught up in the element of earth. But then I feel like I've been finding that again. Like, and I think the tarot over the last few years has been developing that. Because it's the first time I've ever pulled a message out. But I've seen images before, like right in the full-on artwork. But this is the first time. Like something like this. It's a little more nondescript kind of appeared. But anyways, those are my spinning stories as a kid. All right, guys, that was a nice message to release, so I'm gonna do that. Thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye. So I thought I was done here. Look at this. Look at the bottom of the deck. It's dark forces behind the love. Almost like putting dark forces behind us and allowing love, you know, humanity's love, expression of love, light forces to come through. Almost like, what is this conflict to resolve? If there's been dark forces holding back love. Forces holding back love. So anyways, maybe that's connected, right? To what the conflict is. Dark forces within yourself, dark forces around, and love coming through. That's beautiful. Wow. All right, I guess now I'm done. Till next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.